Most individuals have the goal of living somewhere both exciting and reasonably priced, especially as retirement draws near. Moving overseas in your later years can often result in more affordable accommodation, superior healthcare, favorable tax treatment, and with any luck, quick access to some of the greatest cities and beaches on Earth. Selecting a specific location for your retirement is the next step after deciding you want to live abroad. Housing, visas and residence, cost of living, development and governance, climate, healthcare, and something called an affinity rating, basically a miniature happiness gauge based on variables like the size of expat communities and variety of restaurants, are the categories used to quantify the countries. The index seeks to identify places where seniors can live a happy, healthy lifestyle, go to a new nation, and experience it all without deviating too much from home. In today's video, we will talk about the 10 best countries to retire and relax. Number 10. Colombia. With beaches, the Amazon and the Andes all inside its boundaries, Colombia is among the biodiverse nations in the world. To put it another way, here, just about anyone may discover a cozy spot to call home. While there are many great cities in Colombia, Medellin has a particularly strong expat community, largely because of the consistently mild weather there. For an even more perfect retirement setting, head 45 minutes outside of Medellin to the little town of San Antonio de Pereira, which boasts a slower pace of life and less traffic. Entidades Promotoras de Salud, EPS, the public healthcare program in Colombia, costs roughly 12.5% of your pension income. Then, EPS allows you to add private plans for additional coverage and benefits like private hospital rooms. Copays for almost all doctor visits usually range from $4 to $10. A studio in a posh neighborhood of Medellin or Bogota will run you anywhere from $320 to $960 per month. Get a one-bedroom rental outside of the city center for less than $300. Where in the nation you live comfortably on $2,000 a month, rent included, will depend on your search. A person must earn more than 3 times the minimum salary in Colombia in order to be eligible for an M11 visa, which is a retirement visa. In 2024, that would be approximately $1,020 per month. The Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores office in Bogotá is where you must pick up the visa in person, even if you can apply for it online. Number 9. France. Retirement is the best time of life to fulfill your goal of living in France, if you have ever had one. Everywhere you look, from the opulent beach towns of the Côte d'Azur to the sunflower fields of the Dordogne, you can find fascinating nature and culture. Living in the heart of Paris might not be the most economical choice, but there are surprisingly inexpensive and very attractive places to live around the nation. Montpellier is France's fastest-growing metropolis, home to numerous theaters, eateries, and contemporary residences priced as little as $160,000. The Mediterranean Sea is also just a half-hour's shuttle trip from the southern city. There's also merit in relocating to one of the numerous quaint little towns across the nation, such as canal-lined Colmar or hilltop Rocamadour. France is known for having one of the greatest healthcare systems in the world. The government sets the costs of care, which cannot be raised by providers. The care is reliable and up-to-date. After 3 months of residency, you can sign up for the system. A typical doctor's appointment will cost you roughly $9 out of pocket. You can frequently purchase or rent French real estate for 34% less than equivalent US houses if you stay away from the Côte d'Azur and the heart of Paris. You may easily set a monthly spending cap of $2,500 if you can rent an apartment for $1,200. The closest French consulate in your nation can help you apply for a long-term visa, which will provide you a carte de séjour visiteur, a resident visa. The minimum pension amount for a single person is $1,050, and for a couple, it is $1,670. Additionally, you will need to renew your visa annually. Number 8. Malaysia. Malaysia has a lot of punch to its arsenal. Divided by the South China Sea, Peninsular Malaysia and Malaysian Borneo are essentially two countries combined, with the islands serving as a bonus. Major towns like Georgetown and Kuala Lumpur guarantee that you're never too far from contemporary conveniences. Retirees who enjoy traveling will also be pleased to learn that the nation makes a convenient base for visiting several other Asian countries, such as Thailand, India, and the Philippines. Although there are two levels of healthcare in Malaysia, most foreigners opt to either pay for normal medical appointments out of pocket or get a private insurance for more serious conditions. The monthly cost of basic insurance policies is approximately $400, whereas the average cost of a doctor's visit without insurance is $15. Despite being one of Malaysia's most sought-after regions, Penang is nonetheless shockingly inexpensive. A 3- or 4-bedroom apartment with an ocean view can be rented for between $750 and $1,000 a month. If you move away from the shore, the cost will drop to about $600. In general, you should be able to get by on $2,000 a month here. Although Malaysia offers a points-based system for permanent residency, the country's MM2H, Malaysia My Second Home program, is more appealing to retirees since it is one of the most intriguing and seductive residency programs available. Under the program, foreign nationals, 50 years of age and over, are granted a multiple entrance visa that is valid every 10 years, coupled with the right to buy property and bring any children under 21 with them. Applicants must have liquid assets outside of the nation and a monthly income of $2,500 in order to be eligible for the MM2H. Number 7. Greece. It is obvious that Greece is a great place to retire because it is a place that people dream about for their entire life. The islands still embody Mediterranean pleasure, but the capital city of Athens is seeing a revival in its arts and entertainment sector. Although you definitely don't need our aid to decide to spend your retirement years on a sunny island. It's nevertheless important to mention that the nation is home to a large number of expat communities and language schools, both of which will make it simple for you to adapt to your new lifestyle. It also doesn't help that house prices are around 75% cheaper here than they are in the US. Proof of residence permit insurance. An inexpensive insurance plan with an annual fee of about $180 is required for the majority of visas to enter Greece. Either way, paying for doctor appointments out of pocket or getting more comprehensive private insurance are far less expensive than staying in the US. Plus, trips to the ER are free. Greece is by no means the most affordable country in Europe, but compared to most of the United States, the cost of living is still very pleasant. Like in every other nation, housing costs differ by region. 2-bedroom condos in Athens rent for about $1,200 a month or cost $290,000 when purchased. These costs decrease to $850 and $250,000 in Crete and $850 and $160,000 in the Peloponnesian seaside town of Nafplio. If you plan your expenses well, a couple may live in Greece on less than $2,000 per month. Greece is another country that offers the golden visa option. Anyone who invests 500,000 euros in Athens, Thessaloniki, Mykonos and Santorini, or 250,000 euros in any other part of Greece is granted 5 years of permanent residency. You can seek for citizenship after 7 years and renew your residency after 5, provided you maintain your investment standing. Number 6. Ecuador. The temperature, culture, and cost of living in Ecuador are all well balanced, and since there aren't as many foreign visitors as in other South American nations, you can truly experience the native way of life wherever you go. All the ingredients for a comfortable retirement are still there though, including fast internet, convenient transit, and US dollars as money. You can experience 16th century architecture in Quito, zip line over the Andes, raft through the Amazon rainforest, or have freshly prepared ceviche on the beach depending on where you go in Ecuador. Both the beach towns of Salinas and the Andean resort town of Cuenca have substantial expat populations. A citizen who is 60 years old might anticipate paying a premium of about $70 per month for good private insurance. Additionally, for a monthly charge equivalent to 17.6% of your income, you can choose to enroll in Ecuador's National Social Security healthcare system. General practitioner visits typically cost $20, specialist visits cost $40, and dental cleanings cost $30. Ecuador has incredibly low housing costs. For about $800 per month, one can rent a one-bedroom apartment in Cotacachi or get a three-bedroom apartment in the center of Quito for about $400. For about $1,900 a month, a couple can live a pleasant, even privileged existence. The Pensioners Program, which is open to U.S. residents 65 years of age and older, is the most well-liked retirement choice. The primary prerequisite is a $1,275 monthly pension, and the visa must be renewed every 2 years after that. The application, which can be notarized and translated at an Ecuadorian consulate, is available online. Number 5. Spain. You can always make improvements to your quality of life, and retiring in Spain is practically a guarantee of that. The nation's residents enjoy excellent mental and physical health, a great environment, and a lifestyle that emphasizes relaxation and delicious food. More than 300 days of sunlight a year may be found in towns along the Mediterranean coast, so you won't have to spend your retirement years shoveling snow or staying inside during the cold. In addition to delicious cuisine and wonderful weather, Spain offers a wide range of cultural activities. The museums in Valencia, the shopping in Madrid, the architecture in Barcelona, and the flamenco performances in Andalusia are all just unmatched. When you combine excellent healthcare, stable infrastructure, and a large population of English speakers, you have a very comfortable place to retire. Throughout their first 5 years of residency, foreign nationals must have private health insurance. Though there are many options available, a healthy individual in their early 60s may expect monthly rates of about $130, which includes everything, including lab work and dental care, with no deductible or co-pay. Living expenses in Spain are lower than most people realize. For about $1,970 a month, a couple can live pretty comfortably on the seaside. In smaller regional towns, that number is lower, but it rises in Madrid and Barcelona. For retirees, the most popular choice is the Visado Residencia, or resident visa. Candidates must submit a substantial amount of documentation, all of which is available on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website, and earn approximately $30,600 a year. Alternatively, you can apply for a golden visa, which costs €500,000 in real estate. Number 4. Panama. These kinds of lists frequently include Panama, and it makes sense. Situated between North and South America, the nation is about 3 hours' flight from Miami. It has beaches on the Pacific and Caribbean, and resort towns like Coronado have developed large, friendly expat communities. One of the most alluring visas in the world is the Panama Pensionado, often known as the Panama Retirement, which offers significant savings on everything from theater tickets to airfare. There are hundreds of other expatriates here, and rather than living in isolated enclaves, they mostly coexist with the local population. The expat communities here aren't as well established as those in Costa Rica, but it doesn't necessarily mean a negative thing. Many top-notch medical facilities exist across the nation, such as the Johns Hopkins International Affiliated Hospital Punta Pacifica. Additionally, all lawful residents are eligible for a 20% discount on prescription drugs if they reach pensioner age, which is 55 for women and 60 for males. A single person may retire practically anywhere in Panama for $1,700 per month, while a retired couple might live very well in Panama City for less than $3,000 per month, including rent. Must apply in person through a Panamanian attorney, be at least 18 years old, and have a minimum pension of $1,000 per month. The website of the Panamanian Embassy has all the information you need. Number 3. Mexico. For retirees from the United States, Mexico is a convenient option, but the nation has much more to offer than just proximity. Along with well-known shops and eateries, you may readily find dependable energy, fast internet, dependable cell coverage, and safe highways. Furthermore, you don't need to speak Spanish fluently to go around because of the large expat community. More than 1 million Americans reside there for at least a portion of the year. Mexico still offers amazing scenery and a unique culture that make it a fun location to call home, despite all the familiarity. After learning about the regional customs and holidays, you can spend your afternoons lounging by the turquoise waters and white sands of one of the many beach communities in the nation. The Instituto Mexicano del Seguro Social, IMS, healthcare program is open to unemployed residents and costs approximately $89 per month for a person in their 60s. However, a lot of people opt to pay cash. Normal appointments cost between $15 and $40. In a mid-range area, such as Puerto Vallarta or Mérida, a furnished 2-bedroom house typically costs roughly $600 a month, with utilities barely breaking $30 per unit. You can subsist on about $2,300 per month, which covers housing, utilities, food, entertainment, medical care, and travel. You must get a pension of at least $2,200 per month in order to be eligible for a permanent residence visa. Applying is possible at the Mexican consulate closest to you. Number 2. Portugal. Portugal offers something for everyone, whether you love the rough Atlantic beaches or the cities with cobblestones. The nation in Europe enjoys a beautiful Mediterranean environment as well as locally produced wine, olive oil, and seafood. In addition to first-rate conveniences like dependable airports, public transit, and high-speed internet, residents can take advantage of a relaxed atmosphere. Cities boasting an abundance of museums, concert halls, and hip cafes to last a lifetime include Lisbon and Porto. However, a short train trip away are a ton of other quaint cities and breathtaking natural areas. Some examples include the Douro Valley's wines, the Algarve's rocky beaches, and Cascais, home to a sizable population of English-speaking foreigners. You can use the state medical system after obtaining your Portuguese ID number and residency permit. The co-pays for visits under this system are quite cheap, typically not exceeding $10. Another option is private insurance, which will cost a couple in their 60s €300, $325 a month for coverage for both of them. Portugal is among the most reasonably priced nations in Western Europe. Outside of the larger cities, a couple can live well on between $2,500 and $3,000 per month. Introduced in 2012 to entice foreign nationals, the Golden Visa is one of the most sought-after choices for retirees. In order to be eligible, you have to spend roughly $540,000 in a Portugal property and be at least 18 years old with no criminal record. Applying for a 120-day stay visa is an additional option. After 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. After that, you can apply for subsequent 2-year permits. Number 1. Costa Rica. With beaches, cloud forests, and coffee plantations occupying its relatively small area, Costa Rica's natural beauty is well known. You can readily locate established groups of English-speaking peers in the country because it has been a very popular destination for foreigners for the past 40 years. But if you're thinking about making a permanent relocation, you should absolutely learn Spanish. The well-known Pura Vida culture of Costa Rica inspires people to unwind, get outside, and quit worrying about little things. However, with so many airlines operating out of the international airports in San Jose and Guanacaste, it's easy to return to the fast lane in the United States. After becoming a resident, you have the option of obtaining a private policy or contributing monthly to the Universal Medicine Program, which usually requires 7 to 11% of your income. A typical doctor's appointment costs roughly $70, while a specialist visit costs $90. You can also pay out of pocket for these visits. In Costa Rica, a couple may get by on $2,100 a month. All expenses are included in that: accommodation, travel, healthcare, utilities, food, and entertainment. The pensioner visa has no upper age limit. Nevertheless, a $1,000 monthly pension is required. You have to apply in person at Costa Rica's immigration office in San Jose. This brings us to the end of this video. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time. Until then, happy retirement.